Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Faith, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the different typefaces we have, and I'm going to show you their differences and talk about them a little, just what you need to know. And in the next few videos we'll be talking about typography. So let's start with different typefaces we have and their differences. So we have majorly we have I think 6 typefaces: serif, sans-serif, display, handwriting, and monospace, and you can also say slab serif. So this serif fonts, now let me just show you this serif typefaces. So the way to recognize serif typefaces is by these embellishment at their ends. So if you look at all these um, font families now, you will see that there's this extra like embellishments like Kali W. Now you can see this, you can see it at their tips, you can see there. So that's those are called serifs. All these things you are seeing here, they call them serif, and that's how you can recognize the serif fonts. On the other hand, we have the sans-serif font, and the sans-serif means that without serif, meaning that all those extra curves or whatever that we are seeing there, they are not in the sans-serif typefaces. So let me show you that. So you can see, for example, this font family over here. If you should compare it with this one over here, you can see that in this one you have these stuff over here, these serifs, but here you can see that it's very clean. There are no extra serifs on its letters. You can see if we should scroll down. This is another example of a sans-serif font. You can see there are no embellishments at its end. So this is another example for another example of a sans-serif typeface. Okay, and another typeface we have is called slab serif. That one also has serif, but the serif is a kind of thick and bold one, like it's straight. You can see it's thick and straight as well, not like the regular serifs that we saw earlier on. Whereby, let me show you them again. Like this one over here now. If you should compare, sorry, if you compare both together, you can see there's a difference. That one is thick and bold, and it's straight as well. So you can see examples of slab serifs. Another font that we have is called display font. So display fonts are okay. So for this serif fonts, which I first talked about, serif fonts, serif typefaces, I mean, they are mostly used for headings because they are not good for body text. Now, body text are always large text, which people have to read through, and serif has this readability problem because when you have lots of them in it, you have lots of serif. Because when you have lots of text in serif typeface, it becomes hard to read as you go on because they have readability issues. So sans serif are mostly used for body text because they have a good readability compared to serif typefaces. You understand? Although you can also use sans serif typefaces or font families on for headings as well. You understand? But if you want to use it for headings, you have to make sure that the sans serif font family you're using for heading is has a good contrast with the one you're using for the body text, because when two font families are too similar and you use them together, they don't really go well together. So you need some kind of contrast between them. And the other fonts, the other typeface I want to talk about now is this display. So this display, they are strictly used for headlines. And one thing about display font is that they have um, they have some kind of personality in them. And so let me just remove these ones. So you can see display fonts now. And these display fonts, they are, as I said, they only used for headlines. They are not suitable for text, just for headlines, and they carry some kind of personality. You can see them in different forms, and they actually tweaked versions of serifs and sans-serif font, because if you look at this one now, if you notice that on this part you can see it's like some kind of serifs. So they actually tweaked version of sans-serif and serif typefaces, you understand, and they are majorly used for headline, as I've said, and they carry more personality compared to sans serif and serif. You can see this one. So depending on the kind of mood message you are trying to pass out, they can help you convey it much better. You understand? So they actually, you can see them in different stuff. So the other typeface, I mean, is another typeface is handwritten typeface, or it's also called script as well. You can see this in other places, they might call it script. So this handwriting is actually like, it's a kind of typeface that mimics the handwritten text. And the way we write, it kind of like gives that kind of human feeling, because the way handwritten typefaces are, they are like someone is writing, like human writing. Let me show you that. And um this what do they call it, handwriting typeface, or you can call them script typeface, they should not be used for body text, and they should even be used sparingly in design, because it's kind of hard to even like read them, because we should like use this for body text now, your users should kind of struggle with reading them if it's a very large one. So they are most suitable for headings, short headings, I mean. They are most suitable for short headings. And if we should notice, like wedding website, they're also suitable for wedding websites too. And if you should notice on your invitation cards, you see more of all these script typefaces being used, so you can see them. So these are examples of um, handwriting typefaces, and they have this kind of natural feeling, like human feeling and the rest. So they just mimic the handwriting of humans, kind of. So you can see the differences between this and the other typefaces. So another typeface we have is this monospace. So monospace typeface is a typeface whereby each of its letters have a fixed width, they have the same width. You understand? Because if we should look at, for example, now, let's assume, okay, let's look at this lab serif of a thing. If we should look at this W and this E, just looking at them with your eyes now, you notice that if you look at the widths of both of them, you can see that this W has much width than this E. But in the case of monospace, it's kind of all these letters are of equal width, and monospace is not recommended to use monospace for body text or for what do you call it, for headings. They are not suitable in those areas. Where their most use cases is for codes, like if you want to let's say you want to, maybe you are a developer and you want to like write. Okay, let me just show you this before I explain that. Okay, so these monospace typefaces or font families, they are usually being used for keyboard letters. So if like maybe you're writing an article and you mention, okay, type Control A, let's say it's like type Control A, enter type Control A on your keyboard to copy your text. So now Control A now is a keyboard control. Now you can put that Control A in a monospace font to like give it, to make it stand out, and it's also used in computer code. So this is a CSS code property, so it is being used in it. And this is another one again here. I used it for this HTML head tag, so they are used for codes and the rest. And one thing you should notice is, as I said, they have fixed width, because if you should look at so from this one over here, you can see here that I'm having two fonts. I have two text here, same thing, but they are in different font families. The first one is in Roboto, while this other one is in Roboto Mono. Roboto Mono is a monospace font family, And if you look at them, you can see that this one appears to be longer. That's because it's a monospace typeface, so it's fixed width. So that's why all these letters are of the same width. That's why it appears to be longer than this, even though they are of the same, even though they are the same text and the same size. So that's something about monospace typefaces. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of this video on the typefaces we have and their differences, including their use cases as well. So in the next video, talking about how you can know what font family is used on a website. So if you come across a website and you kind of like the font family there is in there and you want to know what font family it is, I'm going to show you how to detect that in the next video. So watch out for the next video. Bye for now.